This is the latest book by Chef Lynn Crawford. Guys, if you don't know who Lynn Crawford is, you're in for a treat. If not, hit Google. I mean to say, Google is there for a reason, right? ChrisDelaRosa.com, guys. Welcome to my kitchen. As promised, we're going to be doing all sorts of good things here on ChrisDelaRosa.com via Food FAQ here on YouTube. And today, we're going to talk a little bit about this new cookbook by Chef Lynn Crawford and why you should go out and get a copy. So the book itself, as I mentioned, we picked this up about a week and a half ago. Karen took it for a test drive, so she's already done a recipe from this book. And I'm just going to open up, and I've got my pages separated by knives. The book itself is very attractive, and what I like personally are the dishes itself as well as the pictures. So the pictures are very brilliant, looks very appetizing. The recipes itself, when I look at the list of ingredients, for someone who like myself who's cooked quite a bit, I know by just looking at the ingredients, I know the sort of flavor to expect from a dish like this. So by just looking at the ingredients as well as the recipe itself, I know Lynn has really hit home with tasty dishes. The recipes are easy to follow. There's usually a little story behind the recipe, which is always good. And the cooking instructions, again, very basic. So something that looks tasty like this, something you think you work hours and hours and hours behind, will come out really tasty and not a lot of work involved. This here, and speaking about tasty and not a lot of work, I'm looking at the duck a la orange, duck a la orange. And I mean to say, it sounds technical and it sounds like a dish that you would get at a very fancy restaurant or something. Guys, it's put together so nicely in the book here that, I mean to say, the novice in the kitchen would feel comfortable doing it. And that is one of the things that Lynn has really gotten across in this book, is that you can be a novice in the kitchen and still come up with some wicked recipes here for your family. And speaking about novice and recipes, let's jump ahead to over here. Well, this is the recipe that Karen did. Karen is intimidated in the kitchen. Everything to do with the kitchen intimidates her. But the mince and tatties, which, again, Karen's background is part Scottish as well. And she tried this recipe out and absolutely loved it. I mean, I say it's a little bit different than how she grew up seeing how it's made. This is obviously Lynn's take on the recipe, but the recipe itself turned out amazing. It was not intimidating for Karen to do. And the ingredients, pretty much just about everything we had in the kitchen already, so it didn't mean going out and buying ingredients you'll only use once in your lifetime. You will certainly use the ingredients over and over again in the book itself, as well as its ingredients that's already in your kitchen. Coming from a Caribbean background, looking at the grilled jerk chicken, and I hate when people don't do justice to international foods. For instance, a non-Mexican person cooking Mexican food may make it not traditional, or their take may just be totally different. This jerk chicken here, guys, I'm looking at the ingredients, the seasoning, the sauce, and everything else, the way she put it together, spot on. Glenn, you did a wonderful job here, my lady. Beautiful recipe, and I'm sure I'm gonna maybe take a peek at this one of these days, and who knows, maybe I'll do your recipe for jerk chicken. It's a little bit different than mine, but again, I love the ingredients and I love the simplicity and the way you put it together. Good representation of good Jamaican jerk chicken. And finally, this one here, the banana fritters with toasted coconut and honey. You definitely can't go wrong. The images I said, guys, it jumps out at you. You want to do it right away. And it is one of those recipes I will finally get to test drive from this book. So my final thoughts on Lynn's book: it is attractive, it is affordable. I think I paid $18.79, so $19 Canadian for this book. Very attractive, very easy to follow, makes cooking not only seem easy, but fun. Karen had fun when she was testing that recipe. So I'm going to say 5 stars? Nah, I'm not going to give it 5 stars. Maybe about 4 stars out of 5. Give it a test, man. I mean, it's under $20, and it's a good one to add to your collection. So there you go, guys. My take on Lynn Crawford's At Home with Lynn Crawford. A lovely book. Hits home. Easy to use. It is Sunday morning here, so we're going to go into that book, and we're going to find a recipe to test drive for dinner tonight. As always, it's a pleasure having you guys here with me. And don't forget to subscribe to Food FAQ and check out chrisdelarosa.com.